All right, we are live. Well, not live, but we're recording.
Yes.
So, first of all, I am here with my brother Tommy. Tommy, say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How are you today? Hope you enjoy our wonderful podcast.
So,
Is
my
this called a
brother
podcast?
insisted. What you say?
Is this called a podcast? What is this called?
It's a podcast. You see
Oh,
that Drinks with Drea podcast.
oh, cool. Okay, cool.
So, my brother insisted that I get him on my podcast and just blast him because no, just kidding.
Excuse me. I didn't get that memo.
No, but I wanted to bring my brother on today because I want to talk about something very important, and that is why are you single? Now, this is my brother, so I may be a little bit biased, but my brother, he has a good heart. He's thoughtful, he's loving. He has his icks about him like anybody else, but I want to know from his perspective. TJ, why do you think you're single?
Maury, I ain't even single. Oh, but anyway, so why do I think I'm single? I'm single because I believe I am a 43-year-old divorced man with two young daughters.
Mhm.
Um, I think the biggest challenge in finding a mate is that I don't have, you know, that opportunity to date as I would like to.
Mhm.
So I'm single because the position that I am in right now is a bit challenging to be in a relationship, but I do desire to still be in a relationship, but that will take a lot of sacrifice from a young lady to come into my life.
So you desire dating, you want to date, you feel you're ready to date, but you know that your current situation isn't necessarily allowing for you to get that time in with the right person.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so then why are you dating?
Because I have a desire to date. I don't like being alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't want just to see, just be in my bed lonely every day, every day. I am desiring and I'm praying for God to make a way for that door to open and the space in my life to be available to spend time with young lady so that I can, because I do desire marriage. I do intend on getting married again.
So what does dating Tommy look like? If a girl is interested in you right now and she's like, he's cute, he seems like he's somebody I want to get to know. What does dating look like with you?
Fun, exciting, intriguing, um, spoiled, catered to,
Mm,
stuff like that. And this is just, you know,
mm.
I don't like to talk about it. I like to actually show that. So any woman that's gonna be with me, for real, she's gonna really see what it is like to be with a man. Because I'm gonna give her my very best.
But I want to know, like, because you said, you have the babies at home, so you kind of strain with time. So, like, if a woman right now wanted to date you, how
Mhm.
consistent are you with dating? How often can you date? How much time can you give her? What does that part of it look
Well, the good Lord, he actually sent. I want like Uncle Tommy on this page. Hey, look, he actually sent my beautiful sister to live not like 5 minutes away from me.
like? Uh-uh.
So my beautiful sister who's here, she actually has a podcast, right?
Mm.
So if she's open to, keeping the kids a little bit more, then I will have a little bit
I
more
don't
time.
know if I could keep the kids long enough for the time it takes to get to know somebody. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, no. We're gonna talk on the phone. The kids can be talking. You build by the time you spend, not just physically, but as well
Hmm.
as the time you communicate. So if you communicate with a person every single day, 2, 3, 4 hours a day, I'm wake. I'm a cake. Baby. I wake up. Good morning, beautiful. How you doing? Hope you have a great day.
You
Wishing
probably
you.
gotta come in more because it's like it's trying to pick up your face and it's not because you're a little dark. You don't have a lamp or anything.
I get my look. I'm trying to do the best I can. I got a light right here. Just come on.
I don't know that because it's like not picking you up, so
Okay,
then the
it's
blur.
still right now. It's still right now.
Yeah, try to stay still.
Uh huh.
Okay, so you're not answering my question. I'm trying to get to like if a girl is really into you, right?
Uh
She's
huh.
like, "Oh, I like him," and she's just trying to figure out, like, I mean, where's the disconnect? Because you've been on several dates, you've met several women. Not to put your business out in the streets, but you've been dating, you've met women, you found people that you find interesting, but then you're not able to give them that time. So I'm trying to understand the disconnect between when you meet them, y'all go on y'all first date, y'all find some connection to when it becomes a problem that you're not able to give the time
Hmm.
that's needed to build a relationship.
Well, it's not always about the time. It's still about the connection. So for
Okay.
some, there is a time issue, but for others, it's like we're just not compatible. So we'll see the initial attraction. He's a handsome guy. She's a beautiful girl, and we'll
Mhm.
talk. We can kick it from there. You can because you can build something off of that, but you can't build what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a
Mm.
wife. So I have deal breakers. I have turn ons and turn offs. I'm sure we'll get to that later. But
Mhm.
everything just because two people like each other does not mean that it's destined to work.
That's true. Hold on,
Hmm.
because you got me rewording my question. So let's just jump right into those deal breakers. What are your current deal breakers with dating? What are some things that's like, I'm not even finna continue this conversation? And also, when you realize that a person is not what you're looking for, do you ghost them? How do you let the situation go?
Okay, so I'll give you one. So I've been dating. I've been on dating websites, right?
Mhm.
So I met this one young lady. She doesn't. We talk just on the phone. We haven't met, but my profile says my deal breakers: no smoking, no obsessive, drunken type of drunkenness, whatever. So I don't mind if you drink, but just
Oh,
don't get
okay.
drunk.
I
You
would
know what I
say,
mean?
"Tell me where the hoochie daddies." Okay, go ahead.
Hey. So that's one thing, and they see my profile, but because they see whatever like in me that they want, they ignore that preference of mine, and they
Mhm.
still continue to talk to me. And then on that profile it says no,
So
I'm not
no
smoking because
no
they don't.
smoking and no obsessive drinking.
You know, obsessive. I don't mind your drink because you know what I'm saying because
Okay.
I had me a little chocolate bliss wine right here. So
Mhm.
my thing is just the drunkenness and when you out of your you're
So
not
let's say she
sober.
just get drunk once in a life, like once a year on her birthday, she lets herself have a little too much, but the rest of the time she just drinks at a very social level. Is that a deal breaker
As
because she got
long
drunk one night?
as long as she doesn't do the things that most people like. Not I'm gonna say most people that I would say the excessive drunks would do if they're doing something.
Mhm.
Like she doesn't make a bad choice while she's drunk, like sleep with somebody else or
But what if
shoot
the choice is
somebody.
like she just get a little aggravated, like she trying to fight somebody in your family or something? Like it's rare, out of character for her, but she just had a one too many drinks and she just get into it with somebody, and you looking at her like I don't know, but it's just a once in a lifetime thing. Are you gonna let that be something that you're gonna stop calling her for?
No, we're gonna talk. It depends on how long we've been together. Number one, we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna get through. Because one thing about it, communication is key, and
Mhm.
effective communication is truly the key. So that means I'm gonna say, listen, I did not. How would I say? 'Cause I don't. My things, I play all things to my head. I filter what I say because I don't want to come off rude. Because in my experience of 43 years, how you say things is everything, right? So I'm
Mhm.
like, so I would say, um, let's can we talk about the other day when you were, you know, a little bit intoxicated and under, the influence, and you were, acting a little different because that kind of bothered me. I'm not comfortable with that, with that.
Mhm.
We'll just talk about that. Whatever comes from it, we just talk about it that way. But that's why it's a deal breaker because you can go from that state and you can make one bad decision and it could ruin us because like you represent me, I represent you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When you're in a relationship. So that's that's my biggest issue with that. Okay.
And I think some people might look at that like, I mean, I'm grown, you do you have your vices, I have my vices. So some
Uh-huh.
people may not agree that that's a deal breaker. Outside of like the things that they may do in their personal choices, what are the deal breakers as far as how they talk to you, how they treat you, how they talk to your kids? What are some things that you've seen in your dating life? Or even if you haven't personally seen it, but you know that if that thing came up, you done. What are those things that's like, no, I like if a woman is like if she's emotionally unavailable or if when she argues, she, uses words that are disrespectful, things like that. Like, what are those deal breakers? Or if
So
she's absent, she doesn't call back, stuff like that.
yeah, when you ghost and all those things where you kind of because I've had people do that. They play the little ghost game and
Mhm.
you call them, they're like, "Oh, I was sleeping" and all those things, and I'm like, "Okay, we'll go back to sleep." You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't play those because I don't think unless you're in a meeting and you're in an hour meeting, you always have time to reach out to somebody, especially someone that
Hmm.
you're involved with
You can
that
even
person.
respond back while you on the phone. The phone will
E- e-
let you say in a minute I'll call you back. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Any of that. So
Exactly. So that's the easy part. That's something that's simple. Like you're always going to make time for somebody, especially if they're important to you. So if I
hmm
know that I'm not important to you, that's a deal breaker. If I'm just he's just an option, and I know and if you're dealing with other people and you're trying to decide on whether it's going to be me or them, because I know who I am, I know what I'm bringing to the table, and I don't say I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I know I'm confident in who I am.
hmm
If you were around me for about we talking for a month and you still undecided the type of person I am, the man that I am, then hey, go ahead and get them. That's my own degree.
hmm
I'll step away
I'm
at my
glad
own
you
point
put
of
a
that.
time on it because I think sometimes when we meet people, you don't know what they got going on in that current time. They may be dating other people. They may
Right,
be
exactly.
having some doors open, closed, that type of
Hmm.
thing. So it may take them a while to fully devote themselves to being able to be available to you.
Right.
But I also feel like, after we've talked for a while and I've shown you a little bit of me, I've seen a little bit of you, maybe
Hmm.
we've been intimate, then it's time for us to really lock in so that we can see if this is really something. So being unavailable, ghosting, what else?
Um, undealt with childhood issues,
Mm.
toxicity, don't know how to communicate. When
We got
someone
to go
brings
back. Go back to the undealt with childhood past.
issues,
What how
okay,
does that even show up in a dating situation?
wow, undealt with childhood issues. As far as things that should have been corrected, is what I mean. Back when you were a teen, temper tantrums. You know,
Mm.
you get mad, you slam doors, you're yelling at the top of your lungs. These are undealt with childhood issues because these have rooted from when you were a child.
Mhm.
These don't come as an adult. This is stuff that should have been dealt with your parents. Hey, we don't we express ourselves, or we um, express our emotions in a better or in a more healthy, manageable way, like I do with my children. You're not going to sit up here and just be talking to another. And I feel this is the most disrespectful to talk to another adult and yelling at them. You stupid. Why you do that? I don't do that. I don't do
Mhm.
that. You show me that,
You out the door.
I'm gone because I'm not
But
your
you know what
child.
I found too, especially with our generation.
Mm-hmm.
You a little older than me. But anyway, so with our generation, with our generation of like 80s babies, for example, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us grew up in a lot of there's a lot of brokenness in the
Truth.
home, single parent home, lots of trauma, lots of abuse, both verbal, emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and physical abuse. Like
Yeah.
I found even in my own marriage, like a lot of my growth and healing and a lot of his growth and healing comes from us actually being married. I don't think people are necessarily, unless they've gone and done the work and gone to therapy and things like that. A lot of times it's through relationships, it's through parenting, it's through working and all these other things that you grow and evolve. So I don't know if you can be so critical about that just because, sometimes people need you to hold a mirror up to them, but you also got to be willing for them to hold that mirror up to you as well. You can't be one sided because we all got some stuff with us. I don't
We
care who
all
you
got
are.
some stuff
I don't
that's
care how healed you think you are, we all got some stuff to us because we all came from even people who grew up in what we call perfect households.
mm-hmm.
They have their traumas too
Mm-hmm.
and their struggles because it's pressure to be perfect, pressure to meet a certain threshold, all that type of stuff. So, but that's just my thought. But what else? What are some deal breakers? I know you're getting ready to go eat, but what else you got?
No, no, that was just these are just messages coming in. I am a very important person. No,
Oh
but
my
look, so but
I would need Tommy to take a step back. I need TJ to show up to the show today. Give me TJ. Take two more steps. Give me TJ.
TJ don't need no script to be TJ. TJ gonna be TJ regardless, all right? But I'm telling you about how I am as far as when it comes down to me being with a like I'm still on those toxic issues. When
hmm
you can hold a mirror up to someone's face, but if someone's not willing to accept the reflection, you can get the situation get even worse
hmm
because like I say, I don't talk to you like that. I expect you to talk, to talk to me with respect. Let's be, mature adults here. And some people don't want to hear that. Some
hmm
people are fueled off of toxicity. That's what they want to. They go with they drive off that. Some people need dysfunctional situations in order to function because some people did not experience love in life. Some people experience survival. You know what that? So
Mhm.
instead of having a loving environment, so when someone's trying to embrace you and show you love, like this is a deal breaker here too as well. If we're in a discussion and it turns, well, I would say disagreement, and that person takes disagreements and turn them into arguments because they can't, they don't value your opinion, and you're
Mhm.
like, babe, let me, and you try to touch them, they like, don't. That's up there. That's a huge turn off for me, and I
So, like,
will
if a person shut down, like, they get frustrated, they shut down, they
don't
don't
touch
wanna
me,
speak
don't
to you
touch me.
about
That
that.
stuff right there, that's a no for me because I'm not. If I'm coming at you in an aggressive way, it's like that person has a lot of built up issues inside of them that I am not in the position to deal with because number one, what I've dealt with in my life, the
Mhm.
toxicities that I experienced so far. I'm 43 years old. I don't have time to be dealing with nobody else's issues that your mama should have resolved 25 years ago. I'm not about to
Mm.
put myself in that situation and deal with none of that because that's not my problem. I'm not gonna suffer the consequences of some issues from your past. I'm not going to be a
Mhm.
punching bag of your issues. It's simply what I'm trying to say.
I get that. I also think it's to a certain extent also just kind of knowing again what you will and will not deal with. Because if it's certain things that some, like I said, people got things that come with them. Some people, most people don't know how to deal with conflict. Most people don't know how to have healing conversations. It's also important to make sure that you're talking to them at the right time because sometimes if I'm already mad and I'm already heated, sometimes the best thing to do is just let me be mad and heated. And then we can come visit this when I have a cooler head. So timing is everything too as part of those conversations. Because if
True.
I feel like you're trying to analyze me or be my therapist, I'm already coming with my guard up because it's like one, you're not my therapist. You're not my, you're my partner. So we have to learn how to grow together and learn how to work through these issues together. Also, sometimes you guys just gotta accept people for who and how they are. That's why I like the 80-20 rule, but we'll get into that later. So we
And that
talked
takes
about
time, right? That takes
huh?
time to get. That takes time to get to that point. Now, if
It
this
do.
shows up early, now if I've established love with you, we're gonna have we're
Mhm.
gonna have that. That's part of love.
Ebbs
That's
and
part of the
flows.
growing pains. You got to go through this to get to here. So I
Mhm.
understand those things, and but if it's like off the rip, you ain't even
Mm.
got no filter, nothing. It's just like blah, blah, that toxicity. I've ran into people like that. So I've been divorced what almost 4 years now. So
Now, as your sister, I know you have certain preferences. I can't even say the word
preferences,
preferences
yes.
in terms of how women carry themselves. So this is the
Uh-huh.
part where people might give you a little side eye. No, I'm just
Give me side eye. I don't care. Let my mama stop
but
playing
I
with
want to
me.
know from a physical standpoint,
Mhm.
what are some deal breakers with the person that you're looking to date? Or even if you just refuse to date, what are some physical things that you may look at? Not just how they look, but like how they present themselves. What are those deal breakers?
See, I'm a man, number one. Let's knock this part out here. So I can see a woman who's dressing provocative.
Mhm.
My man in me is like, wow, that's awesome, attractive, right?
Right.
Hey, I'm a man. But if I'm looking for my wife, that's a deal breaker because if you're exposing it like that now, because I've dated a woman and
Define provocative though, because it could be different for different
nipples
people.
through your shirt, piercing like on purposeful.
But what if they at carnival or like on a nude beach or something?
Well, here's the thing for me. I am a man of God, right?
Mhm.
I'm not a perfect man of God because I love me some beautiful women, right?
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is I'm looking for a wife, and I hope that we have certain things in common. So I hope she wouldn't want to be in places that she knows that I'm not comfortable with, and I wouldn't want her to be in places that she's not comfortable with. And I
But
ain't talking about church. So if
but
you're
you
not comfortable with
know,
church, then we ain't together at all, no way.
TJ, the word says,
Come as you are. Go ahead, preach, sister.
no, the word says nakedness is close to godliness, or whatever that scripture said. So,
Not in 2023.
Lord forgive me, I'm just joking. No,
Cleanliness, it says, is next to godliness.
but nude we came into this world, nude we shall depart. But okay, what else? What else is as far as physical attributes?
So you said not the looks then.
I mean, looks too. I mean, it could be preference in terms of
Okay, so
that.
here,
Do you have skin tone preferences? Do you have
no,
size
listen
preferences?
here. I love me a
Race
chocolate.
preferences?
Listen, I love me a chocolate woman.
Mhm.
Nothing is sweeter than that chocolate. But I've dated light skin. I don't have like a preference of that, but I do. It's that melanin that. Woo. my goal. So, but for me, and this is honestly, if I'm searching through profiles, if I'm on a dating site, if I see someone who is morbidly obese, that's not a turn on for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's not a shame against big people, but it has because I've talked to thicker people. I'm a slim
Mhm.
guy. Most women I've dated been over 200 pounds. So it's
Mhm.
not that. It's not the problem with them being overweight or anything. It's the fact that I like my woman to be proportionate with theirs. So
Okay.
if it's not proportionate where it's all in the top and nothing at the bottom, or you know what I mean, and
Mhm.
it just doesn't fit well with me. But if you're proportionate, it's equal here. You got stomach, but you got butt and thighs. I'm a thigh man. I like that. So I don't have no preference as far as well, no, I have a preferences, like I say, because I say it has to be proportionate. So anybody who feels some way about that, that's my
Cause
preference. You
you
know what I
are
mean?
Mr. TJS Fitness. I'm just
and,
saying.
and I'm big on fitness, and I want them to be into fitness as well. And if
Mhm.
they're not, but be willing to, because most people I've dated now they come along with it because I've always talked about fitness. Fitness is a part of my lifestyle. So
Mhm.
they're like, I've had women who probably haven't worked out in years. They're like, you just give me motivation to work out, and isn't that? Let's go. And I'll take if you willing to work, let's go. And we
Mhm.
attracted to each other. Like I said, the initial attraction has to be there. You can't just be attracted to anybody just because they're a good person, right?
Okay. So no nakedness, no morbidly
Morbidly
obese. What else
obese,
you got? Physical.
physical.
What about their teeth? Can they have a little jacked up? Does it have to be straight? Do their breath got to smell
Listen,
good?
listen. Teeth. Those are minor things. That's the minimal. If that heart is right, I don't care about that because we're gonna get you some braces. We're gonna get you some
Now
braces.
I'm gonna have to challenge you on that because if she open her mouth and it smell like who did it and
No,
what
no, no. That's
camp,
different. Now you saying
okay,
breath. That's I won't even be
okay.
attracted to because I can't get close enough to you to even have that attraction. But if you
Or
smell
she
crooked
open her
teeth,
mouth and it's like lots of space because it's a lot of missing. You ain't going for that. Go on, keep it real.
they got. I mean, you have, like I said, you have to be initially drawn to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has something has to be initially that connects you to them. Because if it's something stronger than that, like this person is whatever, she drew you in through her smile when her lips and her teeth were closed, like, or her hair, her eyes, something drew
If
you
all her
in.
pictures on her dating profile like that,
Or if all her pictures on her dating profile are like this from here on up, then you know it's something. Like not
look,
it's not one
she got an
it's not
eyeball in the
one
camera.
it's not one that show anything else on you. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
What
So
about race and ethnicity? Are you exclusively dating black women? Do you want to explore other races? What else?
I am for my sisters for sure, number one.
Mhm.
But
Have
if
you ever dated outside your
I
race?
have dated, I've dated a Hispanic girl before. I've dated a
Mm,
Hispanic girl before. I've dated. Well, I mean, you can't say Jamaican is out my race; they're still black. So, but yeah,
right.
but I've dated
That's
Hispanic.
a cultural difference.
This culture, right? Exactly.
Mhm.
We all still from Africa, but so I have dated a Hispanic girl before. Yes,
Mhm.
years ago, like in 2009 or something like that.
But as of right now, you're open to
I'm open to yeah. Long as it's something there that attracts, I'm there.
mhm.
Like I don't have a preference in that. Like I said, but it's gonna be very odd or a very slim chance that I will date someone outside of my race because I do love my sisters. You feel me?
Okay. All right. So physical, we said no morbidly obese, no
Mm-hmm.
halitosis, no skin tone preference per se. As long as they dress appropriately according to the occasion, you're okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
So what else physically, or is that it?
That's pretty much on the physical. As long as they no black lips either, like they smoke, that's a turn off too. The black lips the women have, they be smoking all that weed and
Mhm.
stuff. I don't do none of that. That's
So
a
so
turn off.
let's move to financial. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know as a man in our society, it's always expected for the man to bring the finances to the table, to be the protector and the provider. But I also feel that as women too, you have to bring something to the table. Some men don't expect women to bring finances to the table. They may expect more of the nurturing and the loving and the housekeeping and things like that. So what are your preferences when it comes to a woman's financial situation?
I don't really have a preference on her financial situation. I would say there is a preference. I got to see if she's. I care about whether is she lazy. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Is she, what is she doing So say if she was a great housekeeper, nurturer, stuff like that, they get a kid, she cook. I don't worry about that. But if you're just like sitting on the couch lazy, don't want to work, don't
Mhm.
want to do nothing, like I don't feel like doing nothing. Like you can't make an egg, can't boil water. No, that's a
So
huge
she
turn off.
gotta have she gotta know how to cook enough to be able to feed you.
You got to be able to do enough to be able to sit at home and not do anything for me not to worry about you making me financial because I'm going to take care of the bulk of the bills. Any man's going to do that, but you can't come in with the mindset of saying, and I'm glad you said this too. You can't come in with the mindset of saying, I'm gonna sit home and I want a man to take care of me. You can't do that because when you come in like that, now this man's looking at you like, what are you really trying to, what is your ultimate goal? Are you just looking to be taken care of, or are you truly going to be a great wife to me? Because I
So
don't want.
what
Mhm.
if she has no like home nurturing anything within her, but she knows how to get to the bag? Like you
Go
meet
get it.
her, she got 7 streams of income, she's a millionaire, she has financial planning, a will, like financially she's set, but when it comes to cooking, she'll hire a cook. If it comes to dealing with kids, she'll hire a nanny. Like she's very much a luxurious, privileged black woman or whatever race woman.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel like
I
that
dated
might
a woman
emasculate
who's
you in any way?
I know I dated a woman who is a go getter who has a lot of income.
Mhm.
Much more income than me. And of course, there's no intimidation behind it at all. And she still cooked for me though, and served me up on my plate. And that's why I'm kind of appalled at some women who kind of don't even come to where she was. But that was a whole nother toxic situation. But
Mhm.
and they have so many different. I don't do this, I don't do that, and they don't have that hustles mentality. But if me
Mhm.
and another woman we got together, and she has a hustles mentality, and I have a hustle mentality, we're a great team. The cooking, I cook, I clean, I do laundry, I fold
I
clothes
don't cook,
immediately.
I
I
don't
do
clean, I
I do
don't
all
cook,
these
I got
things.
this ring. Go ahead.
Huh? So what?
I was singing WAP.
So
I don't
I
cook,
do
I
all
don't
these
clean.
things, right? So I'm not big concerned on that because we can do these things together because and even if she's sitting at home, I know how to take care of the house. I know how to take care of the kids. I am a what you call that?
You're a renaissance man.
Whatever you want to say. But it's like no, I'm a traditional man, but
Mhm.
I have a modern twist to me as well, where I can take it home. As you can see, I am a single father of two
Mhm.
daughters. I have to take care of them. So
Right.
I'm nurturing. They got a boo boo. I'm doing all these other things, cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, or just going to McDonald's. Oh, I'm fitness. No, going to the health bar to get them some healthy. So look.
But let's talk about the kids for a second, right?
Mhm,
So you meet this girl,
mhm,
she's stacked right, beautiful,
mhm,
all the things that you like,
mhm.
financially set, but also a housekeeper. But for whatever reason, your daughter or both of your daughters just don't like her. They have no valid reason. You ask them, you try to get them like to explain. There's really no reason. They just really don't like her. Is that a deal breaker for you?
That's a deal. I mean, it's a deal breaker, but I would ask why because they're part of my life.
Hmm.
Like I couldn't have
What if
them.
it's just really just like daughters jealousy? Like they just don't want their dad. They don't want to share you. But
Well, I've experienced that before.
mhm,
That's the thing. That's why I say we would have a conversation about it. Where's it really coming from? Because my daughters didn't want any other person to love on them. They
mhm.
said we're enough for you. Well, you don't need a girlfriend. I mean, my baby would cry. She's like, Daddy, I don't want you. Like, why, baby? I said, like, why can't I have a girlfriend? I need love too. And she's like, no, you got us. Like, no, I need a different kind of love. And you
Right.
don't understand this kind of love. So once she ended up getting past it. Now my baby's
Mhm.
like, Daddy, you need a woman. You need a woman. She's like, you need a girlfriend, and they will embrace anything. They just want to see somebody up in here. They
Mhm.
play with them. They get excited. They like the person is here for them. That's how they act at this point. They want me to have somebody so bad, but they want somebody that's gonna love on their daddy, right? Because they have
Mhm.
experienced things that that they shouldn't see in relationships. So they want someone to see it. They want to see a healthy love with their father.
But if that was the case, for
Mhm.
some reason, you gonna prioritize your children over that person?
Yeah, if it was a serious case of it, as far as like not just being jealousy, but it's like I just
Like
don't
they
like the
just
way.
they have no valid reason. They just don't like this person. They don't mind you dating, but it's just something about this woman and you love her. She's everything you've been praying for. She's the manifestation of your prayers. But your baby just don't she just don't vibe. It's just something about her. She just don't like her.
Here's the thing: I would see how it flows in the house. See if it gets better. I would give it a chance. I would give it a chance.
Mm,
But if it's like to the point where because the woman, she may get uncomfortable with it. Your kids don't like. She may want to leave herself at that point. Like they
mhm.
look at me funny. They don't listen to me. Whatever. Then that's something that it has to be that. Like you can't. I'm not gonna force something. I'm not gonna force a square into a circle. It's not gonna happen. So it has to
And then
all the
that
components.
leads to another question too,
Mhm.
though, right?
What's
Because
that?
in normal sense, right, it's
Mhm.
God, yourself, your spouse, then your
Mhm.
children. But you coming into the relationship with children already. So does the wife take precedence over the children? Do the children take precedence
Oh
over the
no, my
wife?
wife comes first, number one, because my
Mm.
kid's gonna get up and go look at my son. He's in the Marines and got married and everything else. That don't happen like that. I always put my woman first, number one. Like I put my woman first, and it's like I put my kids first as well. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But my kids are not gonna be like a priority over my wife. I'm gonna make sure my wife is always straight. Whatever she needs,
Mhm.
she in here sick. Hey, I'm taking what it is. It's equal love around here. Ain't no one getting dismissed or ignored because of the other. It's not like that. God gave us the capacity to love equal. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And it's a different love, of course, because my wife.
And I was gonna say, what if she has children?
Oh,
What if she has children? Same
mhm,
scenario. Y'all both feeling each other,
right.
but the kids don't like each other. Kids
You
hate
know
each
what,
other.
Miss? You know me. If kids don't like me, that's just a bad kid because all kids like me. And
No,
number
they
one,
like you, but they just can't stand your kid. They like, I do not
oh, you
like
said the
them.
kids feel now
The
that
kids are feuding.
that's a whole nother issue right there now because blended families is the thing. Now you got to now that's a whole blended
Mhm.
family issue. When that comes into play, oh my goodness. Whew, I haven't had the experience before. That's a road I have not come into. That's something like that's what to say. You got to cross that bridge when you get to it. I
Mhm.
really I don't have any comment on that at this point because I can just imagine the you know turmoil or hostility that environment would be like if the kids and you got to worry about. Then you're gonna bring arguments between you and your spouse too, like or you and your girlfriend because you ain't gonna get the spouse level if that's the case already.
Right.
But you're gonna be like. Your kid was talking about my baby, and then y'all be fighting because of stuff like that. My baby said your baby did. No, well,
Mhm.
I think this is a no no from the start. If the kids can't get along, I mean, you can sit them down and talk. You do those little, let's communicate. Let's see what the issues are. But if
Mhm.
it's just I don't like you, you don't.
And they just always fighting, always
Yeah,
into it with each other.
that's the ultimate no no. We can't do that.
So back to the deal breaker though, is the amount of kids a woman have. Can that be a deal breaker for you?
She can have 10 kids as long as they buy no more than 2 people. I still love them. Yeah. Now if you got 10 kids and 9 baby
So what if they
daddies,
got a 3 for 3?
3 for 3, and then three
Three
kids
kids,
only. And
three
three babies.
daddies.
Well, it depends how old they are. They had their first baby at maybe 20. That didn't work. Tried again at 30. That didn't work. 38.
Right again at 39, and then they met you at 42.
That's different because it's a break, and then one of them kids ain't that grown. So it's just like almost because I
So
have
what if she's same age as you?
uh-huh.
She got 4 kids by 4 different men, but their ages are 25, 24, 22, and 19.
Yeah, when that kid's grown, you don't even get that baby daddy don't even count no more. You grown. It's just me and you, boo. Ain't nobody. I don't care about the kids at that point no more.
But if they all of in the house age, you're not trying to deal with all them fathers. Is that what it
Right?
is?
Yeah. If you got like uh, a 6 month old, you trying to you trying to date me? You got a 3 year old, 5 year old, and 7 year old. You got 4 different baby daddy? Oh no.
There's too much going on. You're
Shoo,
not
he
trying to be
gone.
you're not trying to be number 5.
No, I ain't trying to be number 5. I don't even want to touch you at that point. Nope. Sayonara.
All right. So
That's
we
the finish.
got through the deal breaker. No
Mm-hmm.
morbidly obese, no halitosis,
No
no 4 for 4, 5 for 5, too many kids under the
Arby's
same
meals.
roof at the same age. You ain't got
No
time for that.
Wendy's.
No
No Wendy's.
drama or beef with the kid. You said what?
No Wendy's. The four for
No
four.
Wendy's. So how long after a woman shows you her deal breakers do you cut things off? Is it immediate? Do you try to work through it? How soon do you see the red flag, the deal breaker, and then you say, okay, I need to go ahead and part, or do you try to still work through it?
1 second, Trinity. So what I'm going to talk to her about it because I don't want to just see it for myself. As far as like I may be looking, my perception may be off behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to bring it to her attention because I feel it's fair because that's what I want somebody to do to me. If you have something where you're like almost turned off by me now, like tell me about it. Like what did I do? What did I? Well, you no, that's not what I did. When you said this, I thought no. Let's communicate about it. And now, if I communicate with you about it, and it is what I thought, then I say, well, you know what? This here is not. I don't think this is going to work, and I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time.
So no ghosting. You've never ghosted a female.
Oh no, I don't ghost people. If what I would do now, if it's not a verbal communication, I'm going to text you. And I text you a whole, or I send you a voice note about it. You know what I mean? Because if I didn't feel the comfortability of talking to you, because maybe I feel like it could go sideways. I don't know, but I just want to let you hear me, hear where I'm coming from, and that's it. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do. I've never just stopped talking to somebody especially when we've kind of advanced and went out on dates, or if we got
Mm-hmm.
intimate. I've never done that, but I've seen women do that. Like they'll try to just don't say nothing to you. Like how can you do that when you let somebody do woo woo to you? That's weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's next level to me. But yeah.
All right. So we talked about deal breakers.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get into if you're really, really ready to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you emotionally available?
I'm very much so emotionally available.
Mhm.
Emotion is not my problem because my heart is healed, it's healthy, and I'm ready to love on somebody, and I'm ready
To
to
be
be
loved on.
loved by somebody, right?
Mhm.
So I'm open, like it's all love here. I'm ready to give her everything I got, right?
Mhm.
The problem for me, I'm emotionally available, but I'm not so much the physical part of the availability because my time is so consumed with children as having my kids full time. And the only time I do get is like maybe the extended breaks, the summer. So like that's when I can build relationships in the summertime, or meet. Like I have a week here, 2 weeks there. But outside of that, it's Sunday through Monday. I mean, Sunday through Saturday, right? Yeah, so of just
Mhm.
parenting. So I'm emotionally available, but my physical time is not so much available, and that has been my struggle through my whole dating. Um,
So if you recognize that as a struggle,
mhm.
right? And that's going to be the reality no matter who you dating. Why are you dating? What's
Because
the reason?
my Johnson still work.
But are you letting these women know when you meet them that hey, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. I mean, or are you trying to present yourself as ready to date, knowing in the back of your mind that you really don't have the
Listen,
time,
listen,
but you want
listen,
to still pursue
listen,
what you're trying to
listen,
pursue?
listen.
Lisa
I
Linda.
am. I'm not just here for a good time. I'm here for a long time. She just has to understand my situation.
Mhm.
Anybody I involve myself with, I want to see like if I see like this could be a potential for my wife. I'm not just having a good time. I'm not no thotty wop. No, I want that.
Yada 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 yada
I need
yada
her to
yada yada,
understand
or
that.
whatever baby said.
And look, and this is what comes with it. So when I put on my any profile, right, I say I my kids live with me.
Mhm.
So they give you a good sign. And women, they kids live with them too. But guess what? They have that where it's kind of split custody where they may get every other week or get the kids on the weekends or get them half of the week the other. So you got free time to date. For
Mhm.
me, I don't have that available time. So they have to understand that my time is very valuable, and that for me to come out, that you must, that you have to understand that. Okay, I'm just saying this. My time is very valuable. That's all I'm saying. And when
Okay.
we go out together, let's enjoy that time and understand that this time is limited because I don't have free time like that. And if she understands that, and she said, well, we just go out when we can. We're gonna talk on the phone every day. We're gonna, I'll come through when the kids are there. We sit down and hang out. But for our one-on-one solo time, it's gonna be very, I won't say very limited because I do have mom and I do have you to help out. So I'm not gonna say that. But I also, because I'm a full time father, I have to grind and make my money. So I have to blend all these things in.
So
But
let me get
it's
into your business a little bit, right?
like,
Because you've been dating. For sure
uh-huh.
you've been dating.
Yes, I
And
have.
are you saying that every woman that you've dated since being healed and ready to date, that that has been the sole issue is time?
No, not at all. No, the time some women make sure they gonna come here and chill there, sit here all day. The time
Mhm.
ain't the problem for some. Now some is just we just don't see eye to eye. You know what
Okay,
I
so
mean? We're
let's
not
let's
compatible.
dig into that piece of it a little more. I want to think about three situations, recent situations that you've had, and how did they end? Why did they end? Who initiated it? Let's get into it.
Okay, three situations. Let's
Three
start.
situations. Try to think about something that's like good, like well, maybe other people might not see it as an issue, but it became an issue for you.
Well, because a few, I would just go with one of the last people I dated and where it went sour at, right?
Mhm.
Um, we had great connection, right? Great
Okay.
connection, but she liked to get high. And this is another person I've met, and I said I don't like
High as in weed, high as in perks, high as in Molly,
whatever. I don't know what else she could have been doing, but
so
she's
marijuana.
yeah, or whatever else could
Okay.
have been. You know what I mean? And that turned me off, but I didn't cut her off pretty much. You know,
Mhm.
and some people have our views on marriage was different too.
Mhm.
I said I wanted to be married. She kind of was like she'd rather be in a situation where you two just together and stuff like that.
So
So
she has she been married before,
she has never been married before. She's been engaged. But
and she
she
has no desire for marriage. She just want a long term relationship.
she said if one day down the line she would do it, right? So she doesn't
Okay.
want that. But then she also looks at life and say, I wonder if our lives are suitable. And I said, what do you mean by suitable? You know what I mean? Because I have the two young kids and she had a teenage child. That's it. So
Mhm.
she's more free. So me having the young kids, that kind of, turns out because we don't, like I say, here's a time issue again. We didn't have the time
Mhm.
and she wasn't going to be the one coming over and trying to hang out because we kind of lived about
So
45
she
minutes away.
trying to be outside, and you trying to be inside.
Yeah, she trying to hang out with me like a lot, and she was like almost like attached issue as far as like I don't want you to leave. I don't want you. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta work.
Girl, I gotta go wake my kids up in the morning.
You- so it was kind of it was like that though for real. So and because I couldn't give her
Girl, I
like
gotta go home and cook dinner. What you talking about?
for real, shoot, like you said that you got your baby order Uber Eats and she at home teenager. I can't do that with my kids. You know what I mean? I have to
Mhm.
be. I have to have baby. I have to have
So
somebody.
how long did that last before it ended? Who ended it? You or her?
That's one where this is why I tell you, um, it I communicate. She kind of like just stopped answering the phone, pretty much, or
Okay, so
just
she ghosted
give,
you.
yeah, not even ghost me because she'll still respond when she wanted to, but she just start she once she realized she couldn't get all
What
of me
she
like
wanted,
that,
she started to fall back.
she started to fall back and she kind
Okay.
of put me on her time because she do like me, but she kind of like
Mhm.
we're not at this point
It's just a
suitable for
timing
each other.
issue.
It's a time. It's not like I said, my kids were older, it would have worked perfectly. But
Okay.
and she wasn't willing to put the work in for it to work like
So, how would you rate that situation on a scale of 1 to 10 before that issue came to a close?
that. How do I
Was
work
it
the
like a
relationship?
7? Was the interaction between you, if you sum it up as a number, 1 being it was the worst experience of your life, 10 being it was an amazing experience, where does that situation ship
I'm gonna
fall?
give it. I'm gonna give it for with her. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give it about an 8.
A 8?
The experience, that the connection that we had, like when we were together, it was like without anything I pray for, but I think the once she started doing those little edibles and stuff like that, she started switching up a little bit. But I don't know if that's what made her a little more connected to me because maybe she got high and got more comfortable. I don't know because I don't know when she took it. You know what I mean? But so, but it's just that time consuming. Like she would have been perfect. She was beautiful, educated, a great job.
Mhm.
She she showed the desire. She showed the affection because I'm an affectionate person. Like physical touch and uh like affirmation. She affirmed like I want you. She's like cut off any loose ends. It's just me and you,
Mhm.
this and that, right? So But then when they realized, hey, we don't have the time to really kick it like that,
So that was a time
I
issue.
became a loose end.
And what was the rating of the situationship before that? Like a 7, 8?
But it was kind of the same thing with that because the distance issue. That's another thing. I mean, that's the same thing. It's a distance issue. We even talked about marriage, right? We've
Mhm.
talked about those things, but then I do think I'm gonna be careful of how I say this, because
Mhm.
I don't want to. But I think a person's her assumptions were not the reality, and she led to her assumptions on things, right? Between me and her, and I can't really touch on. And I'm gonna say and it's financial wise, you know what I
Okay.
mean? So a person thinking what you have versus what you have, that's it's kind of, and that mentality kind of threw me off a little bit too. It's like,
She
what
was
is your
expecting you to spend a lot of money on her?
pretty much, you know what I mean? Pretty
Okay.
much,
Alright,
pretty
give
much.
me another situation. We ain't gotta do 3. Just give me another one where it wasn't necessarily about where it wasn't about the amount of time you were able to give. Just another situation that ended, and what was the reason for it?
Okay. All right. So another time that where it ended, where we had the times that I dated this one girl. We spent a lot of time together. The kids loved her and everything, right? And
Mhm.
but for us, she's very combative at the same time. Very,
Okay.
very combative. If she didn't understand, and there was a cultural difference too between us. So if she didn't understand certain things, it's like loud, you want to get in your face, and if you don't agree with certain things, you're talking like, why are you like, why are you getting so loud? What are you gonna do? You gonna beat me? You gonna beat me? I'm like, bitch, what? Like it was weird. And I was like, see, this is the stuff I'm saying, like these toxic undealt with issues. Like, wait, where is this coming from? We're just trying to communicate, and it was like it was a lot of communication, like what is it, barriers or barricades in a
Mhm.
way where we could not really communicate effectively, and
Did you try to work through that though?
I tried. Yeah, I tried because we kind of broke up several times and kept coming back,
Mhm.
and it just was not working. It was not working because I think she put me on a pedestal here where
Mhm.
Tommy can't be human. So I remember one time, it's funny. I had this young kid because I was driving an Uber at this time. He was 19. He told me, "Hey man, can you?" I dropped him off to the store, or he had to stop at the store, and I was telling her about the situation. And the guy told me, "Man, can you come here and get these for me?" I said, "I can't buy nothing for you." I said, what's the dude talking about? I said, "How old are you?" Because I'm thinking like you 18, you're supposed to be able to buy. When we was young, you could 18 to buy smoke or whatever. So
Mhm.
I just look in the store, and he just gave the dude. He sold it to him. I said, why are you gonna sell it to him? You ain't see no idea. No, I just looked my head to the store. I mean, kept my head to the door. He just sold the guy. So I was telling her this, like, why would you do such a thing? Tell me, why would you do that? And this guy disappointed in me. How you gonna get disappointed in me? Like, just because like you raising people on the pedestal, like you supposed to be a man of God. You're like, what did I do? You know what I mean? So it's
Mm.
like it was a bunch of combativeness and just like control type of things, and I'm not dealing with that. It was just a lot of head butting, boom, 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 and that's why I mean, it wasn't even anything but probably like a 7 month relationship, and I think we broke up
Mhm.
5 times in that 7 months. So so that's toxicity as it is already. So that was not for me at all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's three. Don't ask no more.
Don't ask no more. Don't ask no more. There was actually only 2, but I said we gonna leave it at 2. So put it into the world as far as what exactly are you looking for in your next mate?
I'm looking for my next mate.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
Or
looking
your
for.
wife. Because you want to get married again, right?
I'm looking for my wife. I'm looking for a woman who fears God, right? I'm looking for a woman
Mhm.
who's not religious though, all uptight and all this extra stuff. And I want a person who just has a relationship with God, who knows how to pray. And,
Mhm.
we can do Bible study, all these other things. But I also want a woman that is in tune with her sexuality, a
Mhm.
feminine side. I like a woman who takes care of herself, who gets her nails done, who gets her hair done. I don't like wigs at all, and
Mm.
like
You
that's
just eliminated a whole generation.
hey, no, I did, that's. I don't like
There's
you
a whole
wearing wigs
generation of young
all
ladies
the time.
who only wear lace fronts. But go ahead.
Listen. I get freaky. I like to grab hair and do all.
Hand
Okay,
on lace front, hand
I
on
mean, I don't care you put extensions, put the braids up. Don't put no wig like it can just come off and you gotta hold it on. No, because I'm wild. But anyway, look, but
TMI.
hey,
TMI.
too much Samaj. But look, but no, I'm saying like I want a woman who takes care of her hygiene.
You have TMI in your name, by the way.
Yeah,
TMI.
yeah,
But
that's
go
right.
ahead.
Too much information. Listen, but I mean, I can't help. You know,
Hmm.
I love love. I love
Hmm.
making love. So, okay, but no, like you have to have the hygiene together. I state that a lot. Bodily, breath, all that stuff. They gotta be in tight. Say, keep yourself up. Get your little hair done. Like get your.
Dad, do she have to smell good all the time? Can she wake up with a hot breath?
Okay, I'm gonna wake up with hot breath.
Can she be
I'm
a little
talking about.
musky after a jog? Or do
I
she
ain't talking about
always
that.
have to smell
I
good
ain't
all
like
the time?
that's normal. We work out. I get musty. I ain't talking about that's
Okay.
see. Oh my bad. That's
It's
the
like if you get out the shower and you still stink, that's a problem.
yeah. Like if we not and it smell like salmon frying in the front, catfish fry. Nah, we can't do that.
Okay.
And we go out on a date. I want you to like be washed up and smell
Hmm.
scenty. And what's a big turn up because I can tell when you do because I'm very big on my hygiene. I keep myself clean. So when you
Hmm.
try to you ain't washed up, but you put lotion on it and it got that little
So it
funky
kind of smell like a cover up.
like funky cherry blossom. Yeah, we don't do that. I don't do the fucking cherry.
Musty cucumber melon.
Yeah. Mustard. We ain't doing that, right?
A little fruit tartar, yeah.
Yeah,
Little
little retarded.
poopery.
But I mean, a mature one who knows how to communicate, who knows how to express her emotions without
Hmm.
getting angry. Like if there's something like this, let's talk. Be my support system. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Hmm.
I'm your support system. Let's work as a. I want a team player. That's what I want. A team player who's ready to grow together and build together. I don't want anybody coming in take care of me. No, I'm not gonna do that. If I have the ability to do it, I'm not gonna do that. I don't want that. I want somebody who wants to build me. We build together, and that's when it's gonna be more satisfying because you know you've done this together. I want that partner to grow with and not grow
Hmm.
over. I want to see 10, 20, 30, 40 year relation, anniversaries. That's what I want to see. I'm 43, so maybe I can possibly squeeze a 50 in. The guy I see still 50, 55 or something. Yeah, but I want to see longevity. I want somebody to stick with me. I want somebody to know how to control their emotions enough to where they're not allowing anything to just trigger them. You know what I mean? Like I want
Hmm.
you to be able to be mentally sound.
Okay.
Mentally sound.
So, do you have any? I know you're getting ready to go eat, so we're gonna wrap up soon.
Yeah. It's an
But do
hour.
you have any dating regrets? Anybody that you dated in the last 3, 4 years where you like, dang, I really wish that would have worked out?
Going through what I went through now, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I understand the value of a person who's crazy about you. Okay, where we at? All right. I understand the value of a person that's crazy about you, and you don't get that often. So right now, I preach to people. I say, listen, you youngsters that's in relationships, ain't nothing else out here. Fight for that love. When a person crazy
The
about
streets
you,
is ghetto.
huh?
The streets is ghetto. Go ahead.
Yeah, because a lot of people out here for the street, especially in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could have, I would say, not gave up on one, and I was with this person on and off for 10 years, like I would have stuck and fought with that one because that's who I know who had my back, who loved me for
Mm-hmm.
real. But we just didn't see eye to eye because it's growing. It was a growing nature. So that's one person who I do regret after being in what I have seen now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would have stuck right there and just dealt with the roller coaster, and we would have been solidified and solid by this time. Point blank and period.
Maybe they'll watch this. Okay.
Stop.
Maybe they'll watch this and hit you with a hey big head in the DM.
Stop.
Okay.
But no, that's real though. Like you gotta you learn as you grow. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And genuine love don't come by often. Clearly.
But I will say too, timing is definitely everything. Even when I look at my own situation in marriage, like sometimes you meet the right person at the wrong time. Sometimes you both have to go through more life separately before you can come together and really build something together. So it's like timing can play a big part, and you see it all the time. I've seen couples married, get divorced, be separated 15, 20 years and come back together because they realize like you said, sometimes you really think the grass is greener. Look at what this person got going on. Look how he loved her. Look how he talked to her. Look how she treat him. You so busy outside instead of fixing what you have on the inside. And that's not necessarily the case what you talking about, but it's like sometimes timing has a big role in everything. Sometimes you
The
just gotta.
timing is perfect in there. You know why? I mean, it was a big issue in there. You know why? Because during that time when I got with her, I was going through a lot of drama
Mhm.
at that time too. So timing is everything. So when you're
And
dealing
you
with
could be in
one
a
thing and then
situation
you're
where
dealing with
you're
another,
healing and they not. You know what I'm saying? You
huh?
she was dealing with you while you were healing and
Yeah,
growing
I
as
was
a
I was I
person.
was in a like I was shoot when I first started. Yeah, that was in the early 20s, not
Mhm.
1920s, early 20 years. Look,
Back in the
but
1900s.
but look now, so I definitely wasn't healed, and then I'm still arguing and fighting with not physically fighting, but
Mhm.
arguing and yelling and cussing out my ex at that time.
Mhm.
So that
Right.
was not a healthy, but that was kind of like I guess at that time that was the functioning dysfunctional type of relationship. That
Right.
was a toxicity I'm functioning in. As long that was that it definitely it was just I was just blaming on youth as well too. You're young, you don't
Yeah.
really know, But then as we got older, like I don't did we even make it to the 30s? Probably like 31, 32. But yeah, so when you go through all those different things, and then they got their opinion on certain things, and then now you taking your issue with this person back to your house to this person, it gets very very. So the timing was very very off. If I would have had a
Mhm.
situation where I say it was a situation where me and this other person was in a peaceful relationship, it was all cordial and all that, maybe that would have worked. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have
Mhm.
been any gas because I could have seen myself marrying that person. And at one point, I thought to propose to that person. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But hey, life happens. And then when and then she had certain issues that I didn't like, or did certain habits I didn't like, but I know she was willing to give those things up for me because that was a person who truly loved me.
Mhm.
Because I know what that feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you got to know what you don't want to know what you do want.
You want, yep.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, my last question for you, and this is the most important question
This is
of the
good too.
day.
Let's talk about this. Go ahead.
Read that.
Oh, would I date me? Oh, I absolutely. I would date the heck out of me. Oh, that would be an amazing relationship.
You and
Because number
you.
one, I'm always intentional. Always
Mhm.
intentional. And number one, I keep myself accountable to God and how I treat the woman I'm with. So if I get a woman, that's what I want to the woman who keeps herself accountable to God and how she treats me. Would you
Mhm.
talk to a pastor like that? Would you talk to God treat me with love, treat me with respect, the same utmost respect that
Give
you
you
would
grace the
anybody
way
that you,
that God gave you grace, huh?
huh?
You want her to give you the grace that God gives,
Give
huh?
me the grace. I'm gonna give you that same grace. I want
Mhm.
us to keep ourselves accountable to Him while we love on each other. That's all.
So you
That's it.
would date yourself.
Point blank. Period. Boo. Okay, let me stop.
Well, I don't know. We had this conversation. I can't put my finger on why you're single. I think to some degree, and you're probably not going to agree with this, but I do think you're a little bit on the picky side. But that's just my opinion.
You're
Uh,
picky. You're picky too. Everybody's picky. Everybody has you. Okay, say. But we all have. Then it's preference.
we all have our preferences,
Picky
but when
is
I say
preference, right?
picky, I mean like when you see something in a person that just gives you like a little pause, you like, and it's like no, because
Not anymore.
once your mind says no, everything else beyond that point is like, see, that's why I ain't
Not
finna fool with
anymore.
you.
Not after growing. Like I've taken time to grow and heal. In my
Okay.
20s, yes, I was very picky. As a grown man, like 20, my son be 23. I don't. You still baby to me. 20s is still a baby. Like when you
Mhm.
grow and you mature and you're intentional about your growth, and you're like, Lord, help me to like. It says the scripture says, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I spoke as a child, understood as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And I'm a man now, so I give people room. I give people grace. I give people that. because you're
Mhm.
going to make mistakes. And the people I've dated now, they've made a lot of mistakes or had done things that I don't agree with, but I still talk to them. I still try to build with them because I'm not going to let something small overlook the greatness that I see in you. So
Mhm.
if I'm attracted to something like I said, the 80-20 rule, sometimes it got to be even 70-30. Because at 43 years old, I can go to 70-30. I'm not, 30 years old. I'm 43. So you're going to have some
80/20.
issues, right? But as long as your heart is genuine and pure and you can love me right, and you're
Mhm.
not allowing your past to dictate our future, and you're not allowing your past to beat me up from what the past done to you, we good. Love me
Okay.
right, because I'm gonna love you right. I cater to my woman. I'm rubbing your feet. I'm buying your flowers. I'm rubbing your back. I'm give you on breakfast in bed. That's the type of man I'm a cake. They say I'm a cake. I'm a cake,
So
my woman.
so
That's
I'm gonna let you close us out, right?
Mhm.
And in this, I want you to do a dear future wife. And I want you to send a lovely note to your future wife. The manifesting and the putting it out in the world, she's going to hear this. So I want you to give your future wife a dear future wife note. And then we're going to close this thing on out.
Let love be an action, not just a sound. Let love show itself like a leaf hitting the ground. For the sounds of love flow clear through the air, like an eagle soaring high from here to there. Let love be deeply rooted, like a tree in the ground. And when the storms blow strong, the tree remains sound. For the foundation of love cannot be broken, but love without a foundation is only love that is spoken. So, future wife, let your love actions speak louder than your love words. For we're in this together, like two love birds. Peace.
Oh, now where the
Hey,
heck you get that from? A Hallmark card?
no, I wrote that. That's my poem. That's me.
Oh, that is so sweet.
You're so extra.
That is so sweet. So when you have your marriage, you got to say that as part of your vow.
That's it. That's it. That's
Okay.
all. Yeah.
All right. So for the people who are listening and watching, this is my brother, Tommy J. He's single. He has two beautiful daughters and a son that's grown and in San Diego somewhere. And if you like him, hit him up. No.
Man, this ain't no Kendra. What you think? Use Kendra Media? The Kendra show.
Right. If you're out there and you're looking for a man of God, a man who's an entrepreneur and a father, a man who may not be able to give you a lot of time in the beginning, but in time he can give you time that you're looking for, a man who's poetic and has a heart for you and a heart for God, then go ahead and leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be sure to connect you. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I'm still a gangster. Oh, my mama, stop playing with me. Oh, no.
All right. So normally with Drinks with Drea, I always say what I'm drinking. I didn't do that today. It's gone now, but I'm gonna let my audience know. I had some prosecco with a splash of vodka, and if you know, you know. I definitely got that from Issa Rae on Insecure. I was watching that the other day, just kind of revisiting old episodes, and I said, let me give it a try. And she's on to something because that was a nice little mix. What you had in your cup? Some dessert wine?
It was Chocolate Bliss from Ventretti.
Chocolate bliss.
Ventretti, something like
Ventrendi.
that over in
Oh yeah, I
Parkport.
like Ventrendi. That's a black
Oh,
owned.
Ventretti, that's what it's called. Oh my God, it's so good. This is very good, very good, very good. And
Yes,
you see
Ventrendi
your
in Park Forest, Illinois.
you see your husband got me drinking out of these cups because I remember he said, I don't want no stem on my cup. And I said, yeah, men can't drink out no stem. So I said, let me go buy some of these because big
Head ass.
gangsters,
All
huh?
right. Well, go enjoy dinner with your babies. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for joining Drinks with Drea podcast on today. This is going to be, going to get out to someone who's your future wife, who's going to feel touched by that poem and is going to hit you up. You're going to have a long lasting, loving relationship. They're going to be healed. They're going to have a big heart. They're going to love you and respect you as you love and respect them. And y'all going to have a great, 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 great marriage. And all I ask is to be a bridesmaid. All right, TJ, thank
Maybe
you
that's
so
life.
much. A bridesmaid again. And I will
Right.
talk to you.
Off the whole meat rack with that one.
And I will talk to you.
Peace. All right.
Bye.